All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a really bizarre footnote to one of the most famous battles in all of history.
Let's just get right to it. A UFO at the Battle of Hastings? It sounds completely wild, right? Like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But what if there's more to it? Let's dive into the historical record and see what it actually says.
So, to really get this mystery, you have to understand the world it came from. The year 1066 wasn't just another year in England. It was pure, absolute chaos. The kingdom was in total turmoil with powerful rivals all gunning for the throne.
The year was just a whirlwind. In January, a king dies and a new one is crowned. By summer, a massive invasion fleet is getting ready to cross the channel. With so much instability happening on the ground, it's really no wonder people were looking up to the heavens for signs, making the sky a perfect canvas for both prophecy and fear.
And that chaotic backdrop? Well, it sets the stage perfectly for our central question. Where does this UFO story actually come from? The evidence, if we can even call it that, is hidden away in whispers from the past. These old chronicles written by medieval monks just trying to make sense of their world.
And the language they used is surprisingly vivid. We're not just talking about vague lights in the sky. These scribes were writing about phenomena that clearly defied their understanding of the world, suggesting something way, way stranger than a simple shooting star. Okay, this is where it gets really strange. It wasn't just one-off sightings. Across different accounts, the same details pop up again and again. Lights moving with precision, changing shape, even flying against the wind. Some scribes even wrote as if these things were watching the armies. It's this consistency that really elevates these old stories into a genuine historical puzzle. So we have these compelling, consistent accounts. The big question then becomes, how do we explain them? And this, right here, is where the debate really heats up, with theories that range from the totally mundane to the truly extraordinary. On one side, you've got the perfectly rational explanations. Maybe they were just misinterpreting bright planets, or seeing meteors, or even rare atmospheric effects like ball lightning. But on the other side, well, those explanations just don't seem to fit the descriptions of intelligent control and coordinated maneuvers. This is the central tension. Were they seeing nature, or something else entirely? But here's the crucial context we absolutely can't ignore. No matter what they saw, it was interpreted through a medieval lens. The vast majority of people didn't think in scientific terms. They thought in supernatural ones. An unusual light wasn't an unidentified phenomenon. No way. It was a divine sign, a demonic force, or a terrifying omen of doom. But, of course, we have to be skeptical. For every intriguing ancient report, there's a really strong counter-argument from historians. So let's put on our skeptic's hat for a minute and really examine the case against a UFO over Hastings. Skeptics point out that the historical records themselves are deeply problematic. These chronicles were often written with a clear political or religious agenda. A sign from heaven was a great way to legitimize your king's victory, right? On top of that, the language was often symbolic, not literal, and you know how stories go. They have a tendency to get bigger and better with each retelling. Ultimately, it all boils down to the biggest hurdle for any investigator: a complete and total lack of physical evidence. We have no wreckage, no artifacts, no data. All we have are stories written down in a world that was very, very different from our own. So if the evidence is so thin, why are we even talking about this 1,000 years later? It's because the legacy of this story tells us something incredibly powerful about our own fascination with the unknown. These ancient tales act as this powerful historical anchor for modern UFO lore. The idea that we might not be the first to witness such things is incredibly compelling. It perfectly blends the solid ground of history with the thrilling mystery of the unknown. And this really gets to the heart of it all. We're always trying to explain the same fundamental mystery. We're just using the language of our time. In 1066, they saw angels in fiery chariots. Today, we talk about ancient astronauts and advanced technology. The labels change, but the wonder and the questions, they stay exactly the same. In the end, the 1066 sighting remains a stubborn enigma. It forces us to confront the limits of our own history and leaves us with this tantalizing question. If a story like this can hide in plain sight for 1,000 years, what other mysteries are still waiting to be discovered in the pages of our past?